Hi there. I've just been reading from this book, Alexander, Joseph and Emma Smith's Far West Son. And it's a book, part of the series John Whitmer books. But as a Latter day Saint that was raised in the church, well, not raised in the church, I was a convert from the age of 15. So I joined the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter day Saints in 1985. And I was taught by the missionaries about a young man called Joseph Smith, who at the age of 14, in the year 1820, had a vision, had a sacred experience, and he had prayed um, for guidance, and um, he had his prayer answered. Now, Alexander is, I think, the third son of Joseph Smith and his wife Emma. And this is how things went in the church. So, I said I joined the church in 1985 and I learned about Joseph Smith. I didn't learn about Joseph Smith's family because we didn't get taught about it as Latter day Saints. We just get taught, basically, there's like a shadow over the thoughts and feelings towards Joseph Smith's wife Emma and towards her children, and I'll tell you why. And what a mess, what a muddle, and what a how hold back my words. So let me try to explain. Joseph Smith and his brother Hiram were murdered. They were killed by gunshots while they were in Carthage jail. Um, unreasonably kept, relating to religious purposes. Now, that threw the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints into some kind of turmoil because Joseph Smith was the prophet and there were 12 apostles. And before Joseph died, Joseph kept a journal. He had scribes and he had someone writing down everything all the time, so it was up to date. Now, there were people travelling from England to America, which is where Joseph Smith was, where the church was being established. And it wasn't in Utah. It wasn't in Utah at that time. I just don't know how to unravel this mess. I'm trying to remember the details and to put it clearly. So, in the Bible, the prophets do actually go father to son, father to son, father to son. You can relate, like Jesus Christ went back through the line of David, through his fathers, back to Abraham, and and yeah. So in the days of Joseph Smith, and he had 12 apostles of the church. Before he died, he'd blessed his eldest child with that mantle of following after him. And it seems that Joseph Smith knew that he was going to end up um, killed. So, I don't know whether to stop the video, start again. It's just so. So, I'm saying this as a Latter day Saint. Now, when Joseph Smith died, there was about all the apostles were all spread about, and there was about 5 that were together, and they were going to get together and vote on who to be the next prophet, not really taking into account what had already had occurred with the eldest son of Joseph. So there were saints travelling, and they didn't know anything. And Brigham Young basically set himself up as the prophet. And I think the decision had to be made with just 7 members of 7 apostles, because the others were still travelling. And Brigham Young became the head of the church. And many of his family, many of the relatives of Brigham Young, took positions in the church. So Brigham approached Emma Smith and wanted her to become one of his polygamous wives. Now, Emma could see that the way that Brigham Young was going to run the church and was running it was not the same as Joseph Smith had received revelation about and had been, I don't want to say the word running it, but leading it. So Emma did not want anything to do with the church. Now that doesn't make her apostate, that makes her sticking to her values. She said that the church that Joseph Smith had headed was the primitive, had the original, was directed of God, and that the people that were members of that church were deceived. Harsh words. She didn't say that. I'm saying that, because they joined with Brigham Young, but Brigham Young got everyone rebaptized, so they no longer carried their baptism from Joseph and from the church that Joseph was the prophet of, but of Brigham Young changed things. And now I come along in 1985 and I join a wonderful church. Now, why is it so wonderful? Why is the church wonderful? Because if people love Heavenly Father, they are going to shine, aren't they? So those people that are genuinely praying to Heavenly Father and asking for direction, and they ask the right questions, or they have a good heart, they are going to have the Spirit with them and a pure heart. So, but Brigham Young